My name is Wayne Gant. I was born in 1960. I went to Coleman Elementary School in 1967. I was one of the first one to integrate Coleman Elementary School.
How old were you when you went to elementary school, Coleman Elementary?
I was 8 years old when I first went to Coleman Elementary. I had 2 sisters and a brother. We were the first one to integrate into an all-white school. And from the beginning, when we first got there, we weren't accepted as students at Coleman Elementary. The way we were brought up is that if you didn't fit into the family with white kids, you never could play with the kids that had more than everybody else. So basically, we were separated from everybody. What I call separated is that if you was white and you was poor, and you was black and you were poor, and the white poor hung out with the white poor. So basically, they was a minority too, the way the system was set up. The first day of school, it was sort of like being in a strange place. Because at the beginning, we had to figure out what was that, because we wasn't wanted in the school. Because they didn't want to segregate, they didn't want to mix with black kids. So we were the first one to get in there to try to change things. That was the purpose of integrating. So after that, the first day of school, it was a hard day. But during the first day of school, it's sort of like being in a strange place. It's sort of like being out of your environment.
What type of food did you eat at school?
Peanut butter and jelly, apple and oranges, oatmeal, grits, peaches. That was the type of food that we had for lunch. We had fried chicken, baked chicken, probably meatloaf every now and then on a good day.
Every morning, I know you said you had siblings. Was it hard having so many siblings? How many did you have?
I had 8. I had 8 siblings. 5 boys, 3 girls.
Growing up, what jobs did you have? Did you have any jobs?
When I grew up, they started this new program through the government. It was called NYC, Neighborhood Youth Corps. You had to be eligible to work for that. So I started working when I was 12 years old, working with the NYC. Every summer, school out, I always had a summer job. And then when school started back, they wanted me to work year-round. So they gave me a job working at a daycare center. Every evening I get out of school, 5:30 every evening.
How much money did you make doing this?
I was making $2.75 an hour. That was paid. That was minimum wage. But back then, that was a lot of money. Basically, what I learned in school is, first of all, I learned how to do math. Math was one of my favorite subjects. Of course, back then, reading wasn't my specialty. Basically, I wanted to learn math because when I go to work, I always like to be counting, and basically, that's how I got to pass all my math classes when I was in school. Because money was my main subject. I always wanted to have money. But when I got to high school, I took up a trade. I took up woodwork. I took up machinery. Took up auto mechanics. Then I also took up the construction work doing concrete. Basically, when I was in Coleman Elementary, I ride the bus. But late in the evenings, I walk home because in the spring of the year, I used to get out of school and go to baseball practice. I used to have a baseball coach, J.C. Means. He always made sure that I had something to do during the summer. Made me play baseball, basketball, softball, basic sports.
Speaking of sports, what sports did you play growing up that you really enjoyed?
Basically, I enjoyed all of them, but my main sport was baseball. J.C. Mean taught me how to play the infield, and basically I do a little back catching, and then I played outfield.
During school, was you bullied or harassed often?
Oh yeah. When I was in school, I was about the shortest thing in the whole class, and basically everybody come by and they look at you and they talk about you because you were short wasn't fast enough, and then basically I had a little speech impairment that they used to bully me about the way I talk. But I'll overcome all that because it wasn't nothing major. But when I got to high school, I run across some guys that used to bully me around, and I run across a guy that see what they were doing, and he started standing by me, taking up for me. And then he taught me a few things, how to take care of myself when it comes to bullying.
So how did you inherit this speech development? How did it affect you?
It really come from being in the hurry to say what you got to say, instead of thinking about what you're going to say. Sometimes things you want to say, you might have to stutter a couple of times before it come out, but after that, you have to keep working on it.
Do you remember any of your teachers' names from middle school, elementary school, or high school?
Oh yeah. When I was in Como Elementary, I remember my homeroom teacher, Miss Coulter. I had Miss Smith. She was a math teacher. And I had Miss Brown. She was an English teacher. And then in middle school, I had Mr. Almond. He was a science teacher.
One of the last questions. Throughout all of the changes throughout the years, have you seen change?
Yes, I've seen changes from the time I got out of high school. Things changed for the better. And then as time progressed, and then now we're moving into a new generation. Over the years, things got way better. Put it this way, centuries go, either decades. Things have a way of repeating themselves, but it's just in different times.
Explain how kids are this generation than when you were a kid.
Well, the way it is in this generation now, the way kids are now, they know everything, but they don't listen. When you try to explain things to them, they have a tendency to figure that you don't know what they're talking about, that they come out with new math, and I'm trying to figure out what's new about the math. And the math I'll come up with is 1 + 1 is 2, and then 2 × 3 is 3. But see, now you can say 2 × 4 is 12. I ain't gonna get into that. We'll cut that. My name is Wayne Gant, and I just want to say is that if I had more time, I can tell you a whole lot about changes, but the world is changing, and so that means is that I have to change again with it.